Hey everybody, I just read chapter 110 of Boku no Hero, and I liked it. We saw an interesting side plot kind of revived the whole sort of Stain influencing heroes thing. We got lots of comedy, the general plot was advanced, and we were introduced to a pretty cool new hero and temporary villain character. We also learned that Inasa's hero name is Gale, as in a gale of wind, but I'd imagine that sounds cooler in Japanese, as in English it's more typically, at least to me, I think of it as an old-fashioned name for a woman, although football player Gale Sayers was a man, so it can be a man's name too, but not really the coolest name for a hero. We see that Shishikura, the arrogant Shiketsu guy who turned people into disgusting chunks of meat, he's still acting better than everybody else, even though he lost, so he's learned absolutely nothing. The other guy, who I didn't really recognize, he looks kind of like a nervous Hitler without the mustache. He suggests that Shishikura was influenced by Stain's fundamentalist views on heroes, and he also tells him that he's allowing negative emotions like hate to motivate him, which is why he lost. He couldn't think clearly and intelligently about his situation. And this was a pretty cool, interesting scene to see, and I'm disappointed that we don't get to see Shishikura's reaction. Given how defensive and arrogant he is, I don't think he'd be receptive to this feedback. I thought it was very true, so maybe he'll take it in, but I'm not sure that he was looking down on Bakugou and the other people because he thought they were motivated by greed or fame, and he thought that they were not true heroes, not doing it to help society. I mean, that was Stain's thing, was that the people were doing it for the secondary gains. They weren't being heroes to be heroes. They were doing it because they wanted to be celebrities, they wanted to be rich, they wanted to be powerful. It seemed more to me that Shishikura was just being an asshole, and he was acting like a generic evil character who thinks they're better than everyone because they're strong. I seem to remember saying that he was kind of talking about a naturalistic fallacy, like that I'm really strong, therefore I'm better than everybody. I mean, that didn't really seem like Stain's sort of philosophy at all. It just seemed like he was a dick. So, I don't know. But then after that, we get to see all the UA students working together to save someone. Ochako wants to just go in and get her, but the situation's more complicated. They need to reinforce everything to make sure it doesn't collapse when they're trying to save the person. So that was, it was nice seeing them work together and, not trying to be competitive during a rescue operation, which is good. We also see that Bakugou has no time for the weak, and that the victims hilariously interpret that as him being very perceptive. Although Bakugou has been nicer and kind of more thoughtful and observant lately, so who's to say he wasn't accurately perceiving that they weren't severely injured? I hereby title that a new special move, Abusive Triage. But my favorite part of the chapter, and something I was waiting for in this part of the exam for a while, was a simulated villain attack to kind of complicate the rescue efforts. And we get Gang Orca, who's a pretty great-looking character. I loved his design. He's sort of a roided-out accountant. He has a sweater vest, but he looks like he's an accountant who's wearing the skin of an orca. And the panel where he's squinting his eyes to look menacing was actually pretty cute, but where the fuck is his mouth? It looks like his jaw is the lower part of his mask below his eye, so is his eye in the mouth? I don't know, it's confusing and weird, but I like it. And I especially enjoyed the little tidbit that in the looks like a villain rankings, he's number 3. And I'm thinking number 1 has to be Ectoplasm. He's that hero who looks like a demon ghost who can make clones of himself. And that guy just looks super evil, which is why he's pretty cool. Well, that and the trench coat with the upturned collar, very 90s. But getting back to Gang Orca, though, I was somewhat disappointed that his men looked generic. I was hoping they might be more in line with an orca theme or some sort of ocean theme, but I suppose he isn't really a villain, so he doesn't have an actual gang, despite his name. It'll be interesting to see what his power is and why Gang is in it, if it has anything to do with his ability. If you read or watch One Piece, you know that the Capone character, he also has the name Gang as his nickname, and it's because he hides allies within his body, and he literally has a gang with him. I don't think this will be a ripoff of One Piece. He wouldn't do that. I'm expecting his ability to be very different, so it'll be interesting to see what that is. So let me know in the comments below if you have a guess or some sort of interpretation, or if you just have any other thoughts on the chapter or a reaction to anything I said. But like the video if you liked the video, subscribe if you want to get more anime and manga reviews and discussions. We have been a little less active the last week or so because Roboso and I have been just pretty busy with work and other things, but we should pick up in a bit, and I know she recorded a fall anime preview. She's going to talk about the shows that she plans to watch. She just hasn't had time to actually edit that and make it into a video yet. So stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching. I will see you next time.